Hi guys, it's Deborah from North of Somewhere Nomad. Welcome to my channel. Today in this video, guys, I'm going to take you through how I am putting covers on my window covers. So I have made several videos, well two, about my WeatherTech window covers that I had in my Ford Fiesta, and then I repurposed them for my Town and Country minivan, and then I revised some of them. Some of them are patchwork, and so they had the black on one side and the silver reflectics on the other, which I got really sick of. So I decided to cover my window covers in the interior of my van, so it had a nice vibe, and it was, you know, kind of with the aesthetic that I like here in my van. So I'm going to show you guys how I did it and how it looks and all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in seeing about my covers for my window covers, let's go. Okay, window covers. Hey Lacey? Yeah? You gonna move off the set? Yeah, you gotta move off the set. Come on. Come on, darling. Good girl. Stay. I'll show you what they look like in just a sec. And then one of them, one of the back window ones, went flying out the window while I was driving. I think that's what happened. So it's gone. So I'm gonna make a new one. So I'm gonna show you the original ones and then a revised one, and then I'm going to do the one I'm doing now, just to give you guys a bunch of different ideas. If you're interested in making them, you can make these on the cheap, absolutely. So all right, let's go. So in my minivan builds, I have a lot of wood. It's very rustic looking, and so prior to upgrading these for the aesthetic purposes, because what was going on was underneath the wallpaper, and that's what this is, I'll show you in just a sec, was that silver. I don't think I have one to show you, but oh yeah, here. So it was that, right? Reflectics. And I was just getting sick of it. So I came up with this idea. I love it. It makes my van look really rustic and homey, and probably you guys will get a better view in the tour. So this one is one of the back windows, the fin windows, and I think that's how I lost this one. So what I did with this is I cut out a piece of poster board. This one's cut up. And then I put this reflectics on this side, and then the wallpaper. And it's all glued together with duct tape. And I'll show you as I do this one how I got this edge really nice and sharp like that. So for this new one that I'm doing, it's basically the mirror image of this one, but I'm doing it differently because I'm going to go with the, I think it's called foam board, and I'm going to do the foam board. I have this, but I don't think I'm going to use it because I don't think I really need it. But you could use this. And all this is a piece of that Reflectix window cover, like the summer sunshade that you can buy at the dollar store. It's pretty cheap. But it does work to keep the heat out if you just put it. All right, let's get started. So what I'm going to do to start is, and I'm not going to use this, but I highly recommend, if you're going to get just the flimsy poster board like that, then use this, because you'll need some substance to it. But because I'm going to use the foam board, I'm not going to bother going with that. So what I'm going to do on the foam board is I'm going to trace this shape, but at least an inch, maybe 1.5 inches over, and then I'm going to go try it in my window. It's going to be a little hard because it's so rigid. And try to get the best fit I can. Doesn't have to be perfect, and this one is far from perfect, but it's so nice at night. It looks great in my van home. I'm just gonna freestyle it. You could trace it and all that, but this is not my first rodeo with these DIY covers, so I'm just gonna go for it. So I've got my scissors, but you can also use your handy dandy X-Acto knife, should you choose, which I think is probably going to be more efficient here. But yeah. So if you were doing this from scratch, let's not cut this one up. Yeah, if you were doing this from scratch, so this was a larger piece, and you can see I just hacked it. I just stuffed it into the window and made an indent, and then I made a bigger cut than I wanted to start to see, and then anyways, at some point this all went wrong, but that's how I did it. You could use this, you could use trace paper, you could use foil, you could use lots of different things. Okay, so I'm gonna go cut all around here, and then I'll bring you guys up to the van so we can see the fit. All right. Okay, so there's my trace out, and we'll just, yeah, so from the dollar store, this is $2. And I think that Reflectix was $1. What was expensive was the wallpaper, because that's what I wanted, that rustic red brick look, but I've seen people use whatever you're into, flowers, anything from the wallpaper section. Okay, let's go try this out in the van. Okay guys, so this is going in this window, and I do have these shades that are built into the van, and I believe what happened was I had opened the thin window, which just opens out, and my other one just went flying out. So I will be very careful, because I really don't want to do this again. So this is a bit of a pain in the butt, but it's there, so I've got to work with it. And what I'm going to do, I don't care if this gets like wrinkled and stuff. That's why I like this foam board, because it has some give. It's not too flimsy and it's not too rigid. Okay. Let's see. Oh. So it is a bit too rigid to try to fit in there. So I just had a thought, instead of fighting with it like that, and I'm sure there's probably other ways to do this, but what I am going to do is I'm going to go back to my my other one, and I'm going to trim it the same size, because then I know it'll fit in. And then what I'll do is, if there's gaps or, you know, whatever, I'm going to use the duct tape to just kind of give it a little lip, and the duct tape will be easier to fit in there than trying to, you know, wrestle with this. And also I don't want it to crack. So let's go back to the drawing board, get her done. Okay, let's give it a go. Just going to, so close. So I like this. This is where I extended it a bit. So I'm gonna go grab the X-Acto knife or actually the scissors, and just make a trace line here. Whew, it's hot out here. Or I'm convinced that after living in a vehicle for a year and having the experience of losing this window cover, I believe that window covers are probably the most essential thing that you can have for living in your car. Like, hands down. You don't want people seeing you inside your vehicle. And when you're asleep and you're not aware, it's just too risky. And the thing is, you can do this so much on the cheap. Like, literally, this foam board, once I trim it, that could stay like that because on the outside is just black. So, you know, this was $2. Okay. This, oh yeah, that's beautiful. This pops off. Give it one little cut here. Voila. Beautiful. So now we're gonna go do the wallpaper part, which is fun. Guys, it is so hot. I'm burning up. I'm going in there. That's it. I'm going in. Oh man, that felt so good. Too bad Lacey didn't come in with me. I think she would have enjoyed it, but she's not really a water kind of dog. Whew. I went right in with my clothes. I didn't care. I was just like, ah. So I'm gonna go get changed, and then we're gonna finish this window cover project once and for all. Okay, so we have our piece, which is the mirror image of this piece. So the wallpaper is going to go on this side because it goes into the window like that, and then this is the outside, so it'll be black. I'll put the wallpaper on this side. Very important. This is the wallpaper that I got from Home Depot, and I don't remember the brand, but it's quite a lot. I've done all my window covers, and then I'm doing them over twice, so not bad. And I'm just going to keep this because should one rip or something, I will have the extra. So the problem with this wallpaper though is because this will only fit one side, like half of it, so I have to cut two pieces, but they have to line up, like the brick pieces have to line up. They don't have to, but I want them to. So that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to find the two pieces that will come together. So it just takes a little bit of patience. The other thing to remember is to keep quite a bit of a border around, because what's going to happen is once it's on here, we're going to fold it over, and that's what's going to keep these edges. They're going to smooth them out and then duct tape. So anyways, let's do this one step at a time. Let's go get my scissors. Okay, I'll just cut straight along this route, I guess. So this is the piece that's going to be going on here, pretty much like that. So I'm going to roll this out until I find, the pattern is weird, like the repeating pattern. But anyways, let's just see. I found it. That didn't take long. Pretty sure that's it. Yep. I'm going to make a cut because we don't need all of this here. Which piece is which? This is the right piece, right? No. Is that it? Please tell me I didn't do this wrong. I've done this so many times that I'm just like, ugh. This is the worst part. There, that's how it lines up, right? Yeah. Okay. Should have got some tape, but I didn't. So I'm gonna follow Jim's advice and put some tape here. Okay, you hold this, Jim. Thank you. And then, okay, I'm just gonna put this on the plastic bag and then spray it. Okay, spray generously. One. So you kind of gotta wait until it's tacky. You don't put it on right away. That's good right there. Beautiful. And then you just press, press, press. Thanks, Jim. No problem. We moved down to this other spot. I continue in a bit, but Jim is making us some supper. Hey, Jim?
What?
Van Life rocks, right?
Oh yeah, love it.
You do. You gonna show the people what you're making?
Oh yeah, I worked slaved all day.
This is what we're having. We don't have to cook the noodles.
Right.
Okay guys, so we're gonna do this dinner and just chill for a bit till the sun goes down a little bit more, and then I'm gonna finish this window cover project. So we'll be right back. All right, so this has been sitting for about a half an hour because we had supper and all of that. So now what I'm going to do is, I'll just show you. The seam is right there. You can barely tell. In fact, if I had have had a little bit more patience, I would have overlapped it a little bit, but you can't even tell. Okay, so now I'm going to just trim this. But I want to leave enough so that I can fold it over the black, and then we're going to use the duct tape. Okay? Let's do it. Okay, so now is the not so fun part, but I'll bring the camera around and I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so now I use this duct tape. My favorite is Gorilla duct tape, but it's pretty expensive. I like the finish on it. So what I do with this now is I'm just going to fold it over like this. And I would say too, if you don't have this stuff can be kind of expensive. You could just use, I don't know, any kind of glue. The thing is, I didn't want to use wet glue because I think it would have made the paper warp a bit. So this stuff's great. I guess if you're going to invest in your window covers, you might as well do it right, as they say. Give it just a little spray, just to hold it down. Okay, done. Now I'm just going to wait a couple 12 seconds. Oh, this stuff is so sticky. Okay, so this is what you do. So then you just start folding, and now I remember why I did it. What I do is when I come to the corner here like this, is I make a cut, not all the way to there, just a little cut, because you don't want any cuts on this edge part. And then you just start overlapping it a bit. This part too, again, doesn't have to be perfect because the duct tape will also be going up to here. And the reason for that is because we don't want this to show on the outside, but it also, this step gives it a really awesome finish on the inside. It's just like perfectly smooth. Okay, so just keep going around. You get it, Jim? Are you following along? Because you got some window covers to make. You can watch this video and catch up. This project has been on my to-do list for quite a while. I can't remember where I lost my last one. I think I was in the Kootenays, possibly. Or maybe even before then. And it was really disappointing. Because you can see, it's not that it's expensive, it's just, it's a lot of work. But it's worth it. Because then it looks really nice. I mean, you can get creative. You don't have to use wallpaper. I've seen some really creative window covers from other van lifers. Okay, so just give it all a let press down. And as you can see, you don't need any fancy place to do this. I'm at a picnic table. You can just kind of do it wherever you want. And voila. Pretty cool, hey? And I like the foam board actually. It's a bit rigid compared to the other one, but it's quite nice. Okay, now the duct tape part. So once the glue feels like it's dried, take your duct tape, I really don't like the brand duct tape. It's really cheap. Feels to me cheap. The Gorilla tape, like I said, is the best. I'm not sponsored, but Gorilla tape, if you're listening, I like your stuff. So I take pieces that are about this big. I mean, you can try one big piece, but I don't know. Just start anywhere. Now, I'll show you what I do, because there's the edge, right? So I just go right up to the edge. Because you don't want the brick to show through on the outside. And what this does is it also reinforces this edge here. And it's nice and neat and tidy. Holy, Jim. Jim got some blackberries. And by the way, Jim's selling his rig, his ambo. He just bought a new bus that he's converting into a camper home, an RV or something. And so he'll be getting rid of that ambo. It's pretty amazing. So if anybody's looking for an ambo, get in touch.
4-wheel drive.
Is it a 4-wheel drive?
Yep.
What else? What else is cool about it? It's a dually?
Dually 4-wheel drive, E450.
E450?
E450 diesel.
Diesel?
Yeah.
What else?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, well, if anybody's interested, you can get in touch and we can show you around. Okay? Put some, see, look. This stuff is crapola. Okay. There. It's all in the wrist action. Just keep going along and along and along. Oh man. Am I doing something wrong or what?
No, just junk.
Just junk. Okay guys, it's all done. So duct tape all the way around, just right to the edge. There's a couple little spots, but I believe that this one might need a little piece here. Anyways, let's go try it in the window and see if it works. All right, here it goes. I'm just gonna try to fit it underneath those hooks. And just push it in. There. Yeah, it's a little short. So probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that duct tape and I'm going to make a little lip and then the duct tape, like a flap, right? And then that will cover that over. Yeah, so you can see I will put some duct tape. It's pretty much just this part here. It's really hard to get that perfectly, and then I have to do the same for this other side. Okay, so we'll go do that, and I'm looking forward to showing you guys how they turn out, and I'm going to show you a little bit this evening once the sun goes down and I can turn on my lamp and you can see hopefully you can see kind of the vibe. Okay guys, so I have put this flap here. This is the one with the foam board, and I'm going to show you how I did it on the other one because there were gaps. So you can see this is really, I mean, this one's been around the block a couple times, and it's fine. It's gonna last, but it's just really flimsy. This looks really nice on the window because it's firm. You know, it's not a big deal, but if I were to do it again, I would use the foam board, hands down. Made this flap, and then we'll put it on there, and you can see now it just goes all the way around. And then I'll show you when it's in the window, but essentially this top of the flap sits on the window pane, so zero light's going to get in through that. So all I'm doing is I'm just taking a piece of this cheap ass duct tape. Never again will I buy duct tape. Okay, so all I'm doing is just making a little lip. We want some of the tape. That's probably not enough, but you get the idea. You got to fold it over but still have a piece of sticky, and then you take your window cover. I'll just start this one over here, and you just press it down so it's stuck to the tape on the back there, but it's still flexible to move with that. So I'm going to finish and go all the way around. I think this one is pretty much the same. I'm going to start here and just make a flap that goes all the way around here. And then we'll go in the van and I'll show you guys how they look. Okay guys, so this is the sidewall. So I'm going to take you around to the back to show you the ones that I just did. I just wanted to show you with my lamp like that, how cool it looks. And the nice thing about this lamp is that you can adjust it and point it to where you want, and then it throws off the amount of light that you give it. And the thing I like is because my bed is right here, like this is where I put my head. So if I'm reading or knitting or whatever, I usually put this up. But if it's just in the evening and I'm not really doing much, I just kind of bend it that way because it can throw off quite a bit of light. Okay, so I might have to just turn this way so that you guys can see the other light, the other covers. So this is my bed. Right, so starting here and then it goes around. That's the old one. And then that's the back window. And then this is the one that I just made, showed you guys. And you can see that those flaps there sealed it right up, right down to here. A little bit of light still gets in, and then of course there's that little cubby hole there, but it's just a perfect little fit. And then on that side I also put some of those flaps, so it's perfectly sealed in. So there it is, guys, another DIY window cover project of mine. This is like the third window project that I've put together for you guys. Hoping you got some inspiration or some ideas and just kind of, you know, mix those creative juices going. Yeah, guys, so I'm gonna leave it there. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care.